I hate rain. All together now. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. We got that out now. Okay, what I'd like to do is I'm going to start out. We're going to introduce some of our living legends. We're also going to introduce the Hall of Fame class. I'm going to go over like 2 rules, unlike the 2 hours it used to be. I'm hitting 2 rules. Introduce your commanders, and then you guys can get ready to play. How's that sound? All right, we'll make it nice and fast for you. I'm going to turn this over to Lawrence Wright. He's one of our legends himself. This here is, he's known as TB. He is the winningest scenario commander in the history of the game. And he is going to start introducing our legends to you. Thank you very much.
All right, guys, so we're going to do this real quick. Make sure you come up and introduce yourself to these individuals afterwards. Really get to know the history. Any sport is going to be driven by the history. If you forget your roots or where you're from or where you came from, you're not going to be able to do it. So we're going to run real quickly through the legends, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start with someone y'all may not really know, but if you play paintball, you can thank this lady's husband. Unfortunately, he's not with us anymore, but this is Lori Guernsey, Bob Guernsey's wife. All right, we'll move on. So, who remembers Waverly? She went by Waverly Mueller for the longest time. Wibby, she's written, she's produced games, but general games. So one of the original women in paintball. She was PB Woman of the Year in 2011. So, everybody welcome Waverly. You're next. I'm doing the ladies first. You want me to do the legends first, right? I'm doing it. I know, but I'm introducing women legends. You're a woman legend, you know? All right. So if you played on the East Coast, mostly around Camp Lejeune, you'll know Bambi Bullard. She's also been involved in press. She's been involved with magazines and sport at the highest level. It's another legend of paintball. So everybody welcome Bambi. She's also going to be handling the Hall of Fame here in just a little bit. But everybody welcome Bambi. All right. Okay. 1, 2, 3 lines. What? All right, so people like to call me the boogeyman of paintball, but this is actually the boogeyman of paintball. This is his call sign. Give me a quick 2-sentence of what you're known for.
I'm known for reffing through the NXL and stuff like that, and I've been playing since '82, so I've started tournament circuit in '88.
There you go. So if you've played in the NXL, you've probably been reffed by this guy. All right, so who has played CPX for the last 15 years? Who knows who this is? Who knows who Forrest Brown is? This is his son. Forrest and him built what you're playing on. Everything here. So this guy's the reason you're getting to be here. This actually used to be a skate park where you're standing. Tony Hawk's been here, all the big X Games. We're all here. So this game and this field is done, but Justin Brown, he's here for his dad Forrest, who's not with us anymore. So be sure to come up and thank Justin for the awesome field that you got to play. Barney. All right, I'm sure everybody knows who Barney is. He's the guy in purple, right? So Barney's been playing
32 years.
And been on Master Blasters, Blues Crew. You name a team in the Northeast, Barney's probably been on it or been involved with it. And general lots of games. And general legends in 03. So. You next? Come on up. Hunter's next. No, Hunter's not. I like that answer. All right, so Silver Fox took over for Mike Hansey, Blue, when he retired. He runs Blues Crew now. How long have you been playing? 30 years. So we got another 30-year guy. So make sure you come up and say hello. So if you've read about paintball in APG or any of those magazines, Ken Hollywood Gilder's probably written it or taken pictures of it. If you've played any of the old school scenarios, he probably gave you some fake prop to go take out the field. He was well known for that. But Ken is an ambassador, and I mean, he's really helped drive the sport, and when magazines were a big thing, Ken was involved in it. So everybody thank Ken. All right, so I'm gonna let him talk real quick because the guy's done so much. Some of you probably heard the name if you've never met him. So I'm gonna turn it over to him real quick.
Hey, Chris Cole. Been around 34 years and played in this great event with a lot of you guys. I want to thank everyone for coming here, standing this mess, listen to us old guys talk about paintball. But
This is the greatest.
it's just hard to say what it is. But I like to play with you guys. I can't wait to get on the field with you guys. Thanks for coming out.
All right, so who knows who this guy is? If you don't, this is Tom Kay of Airgun Designs, the Automags, E-Mags, X-Mags, compressed air, constant air, any of that, any big innovation you've got, Tom was there in it. So glad to see Tom back from his dinosaur digging DB Cooper days. So everybody come up and say hi to Tom, introduce yourself. So here is Bill Bailey. If you've played Oklahoma D-Day in the last, well not in the last, but at the beginning for about 5 or 10 years, this was the overall commander for Oklahoma D-Day. So he's commanded thousands of people on the paintball field on a huge 500-600 acre field. It's a huge game if you've never gone out and played it. So everybody welcome Bill. You just holding it? Who's next? Dave. All right, so this is Dave Painter with 187 Professional Paintball. I'm gonna let him talk real quick.
Yep. How's it going? I'm the owner of Fox 4 Paintball in Upton, Mass. I took a group of 14-year-old kids and turned them into professional paintball players under the title of 187 Crew. Super proud of that, and I run one of the largest X-Ball circuits on the East Coast.
How's everybody doing? My name's Ralph Terrell. I'm doing the Paintball Museum this year. I play for the Wild Geese, New York, the oldest paintball team. And I've been playing since 11 years old. I'm 34 years old now, so I've dedicated 2/3 of my life to the sport. And I'll continue doing it till the day I die. Hope everybody has a great time today. Thank you.
All right, so here's another press guy that I don't think knew he was going to get pulled up here. Josh Silverman, Paintball to Extremes, Crossfire, PGI. Right, he's either written it, edited it, taken pictures of it, or anything else. So he's here still taking pictures. We don't have a lot of magazines anymore, but I'm sure it'll be all over web, the internet. So be sure to come up, say hi to Josh, and he'll get you on the website. Kevin. So I'm gonna let Kevin talk real quick. Real quick. You can bring your history a lot better than I can. So here you go.
Hello everybody, I'm Kevin Donaldson. I'm captain of the Master Blasters. All right, we're the oldest existing competitive paintball team in the game that's still playing with the original players. In 1989, we won the national championship at Skirmish. If I brought my team here today, I'd have 14 of the original 15 guys that won that event still playing together. So I'm living proof that age doesn't affect your play. All right? Playing 34 years, I hope I get to see you guys after you've been playing 34 years. Thanks for coming.
All right, here's our last legend I'm going to bring up, and then I'm going to turn it back over to DJ and Bambi for the Hall of Fame. So I'm going to let him talk real quick.
Hey, I had no idea I was going to be up here saying anything, okay? So, don't expect much from me, okay? So, listen, I have no idea what to say. My name is Dan Colby. I originated from Air America. We're right back here. We went to Gorilla Air, and now we're here at Immortal Air, okay? Still here, providing the best air systems in the paintball community, and I suck at speaking, so I'm going to let this go. Thank you.
All right, so that's Dan Colby. If you got Gorilla Air, Air America, or Immortal Air, this is the guy that invented the regulators and all of that involved in it. So I'm going to turn it back over to DJ for the Hall of Fame. Thanks, guys. I'll see you out there on the paintball field.
All right, I'd like to thank everybody. I appreciate you guys standing out here and doing this with us. It's really important. We honor these people, and a lot of respect for you guys for standing here in this weather and helping us out. I'd like all the Hall of Famers to please step forward. All the Hall of Famers, please step forward. Hall of Famers, or if you're accepting for one of our Hall of Famers, come forward. Okay? Okay, everybody come forward, come forward. To help with expediting it a bit, we're going to read a little bio for each person. They're going to give me a little wave, and then they're going to get their plaque, all right? All right. Our first Hall of Famer is Bambi Bullard. After a successful career in the Marine Corps, Bambi again became one of the few as the early competitor in paintball, beginning play in 1988, including tournament play, serving as a general in many scenario games, remaining undefeated to date. While working as a professor of business, she was one of the first females to establish paintball stores and fields starting in 1990 on the East Coast and on Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune, keeping Trailblazers Paintball and Coastal Paintball operating until 2013. Applying her business knowledge to the sport, she served as an ambassador to upcoming stores and fields by assisting them with setting up their operations, eventually creating the Paintball University and serving as a consultant to newcomers in the industry. Beginning in 1999, Bambi created and served as director of the Atlantic Coast Tournament Series, the Atlantic Cup $10,000 Challenge 3-man, and co-produced several regional scenario games. She established the Coastal Breaker competition team in 1995, and that team still is active today. She also edited several tournament rule books and established a referee school training several hundred individuals to serve as event officials in the U.S. and internationally. She also worked tirelessly supporting other fields, industry companies, product innovators, event promoters, providing press coverage, product field testing, reviews in a variety of industry publications as a writer, photographer, known mainly for her work in Action Pursuit Games magazine. A recipient of several awards, she was also recognized as a pioneer of the paintball industry at the International Amateur Open. Though an accident in 2013 forced the semi-retirement, Bambi has continued to serve the paintball community in various capacities and intends to support paintball and its participants as long as possible. And I'd like to also add that she has been absolutely the #1 person running and helping us create this Paintball Hall of Fame. We all love this sport, we all want it to continue, and the only way for it to know where we're going is to know where we've been and be able to show people. So I'd like a big round of applause for Bambi.
Thank you all very much. I really appreciate that. I'm going to take the inductees from here, go through their bios, we'll get their plaques to them, and I'll do it as quickly as I can, trust me. The first up, a posthumous award for Bob Guernsey. Paintball was conceived by a group of friends addicted to competition and was one of the many schemes designed to feed their obsession. But it was Bob Guernsey who saw something special about this gutsy game. He saw a future. Although he was met with doubt and negativity when he presented the idea of making paintball a sport, eventually his cohorts decided to participate in Bob's vision. It was Bob's decision not to trademark paintball because he felt it would limit the growth of his new adventure. Though vendors, players, and followers continue to have disagreements in this incredible sport, we are all a part of paintball. Over several decades, Bob fought many costly battles to ensure the continuation of the survival game. For the birth of the game and industry of paintball, we have Bob Guernsey, paintball's father, to thank. And his wife, Lori's accepting for him.
I'm wordless, sorry. It's been very difficult having lost Bob, but he would have loved this. And I can't say thank you enough to everyone who's been involved in honoring him as the father of paintball, and how incredibly proud he was of all of you players.
The next inductee is Sal Berguglio. It took me 2 years to learn how to pronounce that. Sal spent most of his life in construction, starting as a laborer and working his way up to corporate safety director for a large commercial company. The buildings dedicated to him on CPX's Bedlam Field pay homage to a variety of careers, doing everything from running a restaurant to working as a hairdresser. He rode competitive motocross for years, and then in the late 1980s, his passion turned to paintball. He was one of the first in the world to wear bright colors playing paintball, which was an unheard of move since speedball was essentially non-existent. Years before any company made non-camo paintball jerseys. Since day one, he quickly became an ambassador of the sport, promoting fair play and safety. Sal founded Total Grief paintball team, Extreme Paintball Park in St. Louis, as well as several paintball organizations. But what most people remember him for is the way he could be a friend to everyone he met and truly connect with people from all walks of life. Sal leaves behind a wife, 2 sons and 2 daughters, and an absolutely insane number of friends. Accepting for Sal today is his son, Tori.
Guys, this was definitely Dad's favorite event of the year. The Dagninos and Hano put on a hell of a show. Buy lots of paint. Have fun, guys.
Our next inductee is Dan Colby. After 27 years, this bio is the short version of a very long history. In 1990, Air America was the catalyst for air delivery systems. Turn around. He set the standards for HPA that the industry still follows today. Dan's company developed a long line of firsts that have withstood the test of time. Those include the first expansion chamber, Whispering Death, the Unireg air system, the Apocalypse on-off valve, the Raptor 3000K, the Raptor Rex 4500K, the removable bottle, the Armageddon, the dovetail mount, the cradle mount, the booster pump Genesis, the tool-free Reg, Abaddon, the titanium Reg, Prophecy, a noise enhancement device, the Intimidator, both regulated and unregulated fill stations, and the Melee field regulator. As the original Guerrilla Air, the company created the Ambush Reg, the Assault Reg, with auto shut. Did you ever sleep? With the auto shut off, which was the first to be able to open without fully venting. The original Myth Reg, which has the reg in the bottle and outshot everything on the market, and the rotating collar reg. Today, Dance Company is Immortal Air, which has come full circle with its Aura and Telos racks and has patented a one-piece spring pack with wrench flats. Air America was the beginning of a lifelong passion and commitment to the sport and its players. Dan's contribution to paintball are undeniably enduring. He opened the door for others to use their creativity and machining to produce aftermarket products, and he gave the industry a clean slate to be creative with its use of air. Then electric guns came out and nothing was ever the same. One thing is certain, this former United States Marine continuously shook the paintball world with innovative upgrades, and that is his legacy and contribution.
Thanks, Tom. Hey, thank you very much. Really glad to be here. And I guess it really boils down to, man, the desire that I love paintball. It's my life. It's everything I do. I don't do nothing else. I don't do shit, other than paintball. And I will be here for all you guys. I was here all those years prior. I'm going to be here for all you guys today and for tomorrow and the years to come. So, guys, be cool. We'll talk to you. Thank you very much.
Our next inductee, Michael Hance, better known as Blue, started playing paintball along with his wife Susie in 1983 after buying 4 NSG Splatmasters and inviting a bunch of friends over to play this new game on their wooded property. This was the defining moment in his life, and from then on until present day, his career in paintball has spanned every aspect of the sport and his efforts to help it flourish and promote family values and safety. Photographer, writer, distributor, manufacturer, seminar instructor, consultant to manufacturers, fields and teams, tournament player, event promoter, game commander, and EMR field owner, Blue has also been a character player on several of Greg Hastings' paintball video games. He's been a general for William Shatner's charity games, and he's played against Ice-T at Quorum's Long Island games, been cast in a paintball movie, a paintball commercial, and a music video. With all this, Blue is still best known as a true paintball warrior on and off the field, and he's also known for his blue juice. His son Chris joined him in playing in '89, and together they furthered their impact on paintball with legendary team Blues Crew. They're world-renowned EMR paintball park and developed a media company, Blues Crew TV. This company promoted in-your-face paintball while producing media for magazines, websites, and social media, culminating in producing a TV series, Painting the World Blue, that aired on primetime paintball. The central theme in all these endeavors was to play a big part in promoting and representing their love of the sport. Even more specifically is their passion for promoting family-friendly paintball and working to introduce paintball to young and new players in the sport through Blues Crew and the EMR Paintball Park. Blue regrets that he cannot be here due to family matters and extends love and hugs to all of you. And accepting for Blue, Tom, Barney, and Silver Fox.
Hey guys, we want to thank you for this award. Without all of you guys, it's impossible for Blue to have won this award. As Crew's concerned, we're going to keep Crew running. Blue couldn't be here because his mom passed away. She was 94 years old, and on Tuesday she passed. And plus he had shoulder problems, he had surgery. But he wished he was here with all of you, and I guarantee you, he's hating that we're here doing this for him.
Just the same thing, Blue wish he was here, and thank you everybody for the support of Mike, Chris, and his family. Give us a big Blue!
Thank you guys.
We're going to get you out of the rain as quick as I can. Bear with us. These guys, some of us has been at this 25, 30 plus years, so give us a few minutes, okay? Our next inductee, Tom Kay, started playing paintball in 1985, and after getting shot in the forehead and explaining the welt for a week, he knew there had to be a better way. From that first incident, the PMI mask was born, the first full face mask, which is now a requirement on most fields. At that time, PMI had only 5 people working, and they were hungry for new products. Next came the turbo valve for Sheridan markers, the micro CA quick change, and then the iconic 6-pack. The world was introduced to the Automag in 1990 with radical, never before seen regulated blow forward technology. While advanced, this configuration did not like CO2, so instead of changing the Automag, Tom changed the power source and created Gene Nitro to compete with the first compressed air systems in the early 1990s. Swamped with gun sales and receiving negative comments from the industry on the dangers of compressed air, Tom handed the design over to Dan Colby, who fearlessly brought it to market, and the rest was history. Tom's also known for the first reactive trigger, the first marker that switched between mechanical and electronic, and the first magnetic trigger. Not stopping there, the warp feed was the first commercial paintball force feed hopper that took the hopper off the top of the gun. Tom's other company, Perfect Circle Paintballs, perfected the plastic paintball shell as well as creating the long-range First Strike rounds. Airgun Designs, working with Forrest Hatcher at Protein Products, developed the FN303 less lethal system now used around the world. Tom retired from paintball in 2005, but then produced the world's smallest high-pressure compressor called the Shoebox. Many of his old products now sell for more used than when new. Tom lives near Tucson, Arizona, where he pursues many scientific adventures.
Hey everybody, thank you for coming out in the rain. We really appreciate this honor today. I'm glad after all this time you still remember who the hell I am, right? So I won't keep you too long, but thank you very much. It's really a great honor to be part of the Hall of Fame inductees up here. Everybody's fantastic, and I'm quite honored to be here, and thank you so much for your support.
All right, our next inductee is Jim Lively, one of the founding members of the game. Jim was recognized at the International Amateur Open as a pioneer of the sport. He played his first game in '82 with Hayes Noel using a 007 Nell Spot with an oil-based paintball. Co-owner of one of the first national survival game fields in the U.S., he was also founder and captain of the Nashville Ridge Runners competitive traveling team, a member of the Muffs Industry traveling team, and a member of the Flying Pigs international traveling team. Jim was one of the co-authors for Field Safety Rules, Game and Tournament Rules still used today. He created the International Masters Series, operating from 1989 through 2001, which was once the largest tournament and trade show that drew players from all over the world. He also served as a co-promoter of Skyball, the largest indoor 5-man competition and trade show to date. Jim was recognized at the International Amateur Open as a pioneer of the sport and has received many awards throughout the years as an industry leader and promoter. And Jim could not be here today, so tell everybody hello, and I'm accepting his plaque for him. He lives 10 miles from me, and I'm going to make him come get it. Our next inductee is Robert, better known as Bud Orr. Originally from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Bud spent his early years working on cars with his father and had a love for fast cars. In '59, he moved with his parents to Long Beach, California, continuing to work on cars, learning to be a mechanic. At 17, he joined the Air Force and spent 4 years working as an aircraft mechanic. While in the military, he got married and had 3 children. After the Air Force, Bud went to work at the Long Beach Naval Shipyard as a mechanic repairing Navy ships. While he was working at the shipyard, he met his wife, Kathy, and Bud still had a love for fast cars, motorcycles, and boats, and he continued working on anything and racing anything with an engine. In the early 80s, Bud's daughter, Lynn, took him to play paintball. That was the beginning of his long career in the sport, and in '84, Bud started War Game Products. He invented the revolutionary autococker marker, I knew that was coming, and went on to manufacture many paintball markers and accessories such as barrels specifically threaded to match not only the autococker but other manufacturers' markers. In addition to the iconic product line he created, Bud was instrumental in getting safety rules passed to help keep paintball safe as a sport to play. In 2004, Bud sold War Game Products to K2 Sports, enabling him to continue doing whatever in life he wants to do. And accepting for Bud is Ralph Terrell.
So I just want everybody to know that Bud is way bummed he couldn't be here. I got him off the phone this morning, and he was, asking about the weather, asking how everybody was doing and stuff like that. And as you all know, if you've met Bud before, he really lives for this stuff. And again, for him not being here, it's nothing to be concerned about. He's doing great. When I got off the phone with him the other day, he was just crawling out of the engine block of a '57 Chevy, so nothing keeps that guy down. But he asked me to accept this award for him, and it's an honor for me, and he wanted me to extend that it is most certainly an honor for him. And thanks, everyone.
I'd like to get one last big round of applause for our first class of Hall of Famers. All right, now, as you've noticed, it's a little wet, and the temperature's changed a little bit since we showed you our drop test and stuff like that online. So I'd like to bring John Rathburn up from GI Sports, and he's going to tell you some stuff about the paint to help you get the best production out of it, and how we're going to help you out if you have any problems, all right?